14. This is the Dandin and RG Machismo podcast. This is Dandin.
Sergeant Machismo, what's going on?
Tonight we got our homie from the DMV. From the DMV, now hailing in LA. We got the homie Julian Payton, aka Softshoeraps. How you doing tonight, Ju?
I'm good, man. How are y'all?
Good,
Doing
man.
well, man. You know, I see you wearing the 24. I know you're a diehard Laker fan, man. So that's why I know part of the reason you moved out here too. So
I mean, it doesn't hurt that they're down the street.
Of course not. Of course not.
Right.
Yeah. So Jews just like me. Like he moved out here to California. How long ago have you been here?
It'll be 6 years on December 6th.
Wow. Time flies by, right?
Flew by, dude.
Yeah. Now it's
not as long as you, but I've been here for a little bit.
Yeah, you got some years though. So
Yeah.
So I'm glad. First and foremost, I hope everything is well with you and your family. I hope you guys are well and safe. So hopefully everything's good. So we're gonna start off a little bit. Kick it off a little bit with Juju. So tell us more about yourself.
Let's see. Born and raised in Maryland, Fort Washington to be exact, is where I spent the majority of my formative years. Let's see, moved out here into 2014. Prior to that, though, obviously we met Oxon Hill, one of the greatest high schools ever.
Yes. Go Clippers.
Outside of that, my mom and dad are still based in Fort Washington. My little brother lives out here, but the majority of my family's still back on the East Coast. But yeah, just here enjoying LA and just trying to make the most of this crazy world we live in now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all good, man. Like I said, it's nice that you transition here, smoothly as you expected, because Cali's it's just a different vibe, right? Like the breeze is different. It's just different people.
It's a different beast out here for sure.
For sure, man.
Yes, sir. So, man, I see that you play ball, man. So at a young age, and you played like AAU and in Oxon Hill and stuff like that. What were your favorite memories from balling over there, man?
Well, it started kind of early because I used to play for Oxon Hill Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
So, when we were younger, it was still you were still being taught how to play. You didn't just play AAU when you're 6 years old. So it's we played Boys and Girls Club in the county pretty seriously from the age of, I want to say, 9 through middle school.
Right.
And the team I was on was pretty well known in Maryland because we played with each other for 4 years.
Yeah.
And that's the team. That's where I met Mike Sweetney, who I eventually played with again in high school. But outside of that, just playing the talent in the area through Boys and Girls Club, and then again in high school, and then on the AAU circuit. It was pretty fun all the way up through 2000, pretty much.
And can you say that basketball over here in Maryland is really different, like how they said it is on that documentary in the water?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
It was widespread talent across the county or across the state, I would say.
Right.
From our side all the way to what is it, Northern Maryland or Montgomery County.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah. For me too, I feel like it is a different type of scene when it comes to playing basketball. You go to different counties and stuff like that. Competition is different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody plays differently, so that's good, man.
They do. They definitely do.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Do you still keep in touch with your AAU, teammates in high school too?
Through Instagram, social media makes that a little easier now. As far as running into or catching up with people you haven't talked to in years. But as far as teammates, my two best friends from Boys and Girls Club, my friend Garrett and my friend Rich, I talk to pretty much every day. And we've known each other since we were 9, so it's been some years now.
What do you think of the documentary that they posted out, Basketball in the Water?
They missed a lot, man. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, 1 hour.
I mean, it's good that we made it to cable, but yeah, they missed a lot. And what's funny is they actually when they talk about Mike the first time, they show a picture of our I think that was our 10-year-old.
Is that
It might
PD
have been
Jaguars,
11-year-old
right?
team.
Was it PD
No, it was Oxon Hill.
Oh,
It was
okay.
Oxon Hill Roadrunners.
Okay.
And we were sitting on the front of the staff development center steps. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was also one of 2 pictures that I missed, so I was kind of pissed about
They cut you off? That's
No, I wasn't there that day for that picture.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I mean, it was good that, like you were saying, it went to cable, but I wish it was at least 2 hours at the most.
Right.
There's so much.
Yeah.
They didn't even have Mike, more of Oxon Hill Boys and Girls Club.
Right.
They didn't have Mike Sweetney, Steve Francis, that kind of, those type of players, Jared Jack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those DeMatha boys, Forte, Logan.
Yeah, it was like
a lot. A lot of players,
They missed a lot, man. They missed a lot.
So, I mean, hopefully, they'll maybe a continuation of part 2 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, those are good.
Do another one.
Yeah, I mean, those are good memories for you. So I'm sure it's great. It's great that you still cherish those, and you see yourself on YouTube. There's like a that 4-hour high school game.
Jesus, man. That game was a nightmarish game, man. That game was so long, dude.
Yeah. How many overtime was that? 4? Was it 4 or 5 overtimes?
5 overtimes. It's still. I think it's still the Maryland State record for longest game.
Longest game.
Y'all played Northwestern, right, for the 4A title?
That was against Gaithersburg.
Oh, yeah, G-Burg, yeah, for the 4A.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a game.
Damn, that's crazy.
Won.
Yeah,
they hit a half-court bank shot to send it to the 3rd overtime.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody got to get that.
I saw you, Jew, man, starting, and they're introducing the team. I'm like, oh, there's Jew, man. Giving daps to everybody.
Looking frail, probably looking frail as hell.
I mean, you were like, what, sophomore? You were a sophomore, right, in high school?
Yeah, I was 10th grade, so I was.
So you were still.
It's like a $140.
Yeah, you're still growing a little bit too.
Yeah,
those are
for
good
sure.
times, man. So another, nice segue about that. I know you're a big fan of the Chicago Bulls, 6-time world champions. So following you on Instagram, social media, I see that you host like a Instagram live after each Last Dance episode. When we had them, so those are great. I actually just dabbled in and chimed in a little bit. How much did you enjoy speaking to those to random people or your homies by creating that open platform?
For me, that was the most fun I had in months because obviously we were all locked inside. So
locked down, yeah.
I mean, to go on after each one of those weekends, it was fun. And sometimes I was on to I want to say y'all time maybe 2-3 in the morning, depending on if people were still active or talking or trying to go live with me. It was a bunch of friends from back home. One of my coaches was on every time. Shout out to Coach Barrett. And he actually made it happen so I can interview Scott Burrell. I interviewed Scott Burrell, I think, after the second week. It was either the second or third week. And he put me in contact with him, and I was able to interview Scott Burrell before one of the weeks. So that was really fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's great, man. So what was it like interviewing Scott, Scott Burrell? I'm sure you had a lot of questions for that.
Yeah,
I did because I watched a couple of the interviews that I guess people were doing with him, and all they were doing was asking him about Michael Jordan, which is kind of disrespectful because Scott Burrell was a solid basketball player on his own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody asked him about his career. Nobody talked about him playing, him being a coach now. So I made sure I touched on his career, and then I asked him about some of the stuff from the team or stories he had. So it was fun, man.
Did you so what did you think of the documentary, The Last Dance?
Yeah. I really wish they would have focused more on the '98 season. A lot of that stuff we've seen through Michael Jordan tapes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it was still cool to see it all together and put together the way they did it, but I think if it was more like behind the scenes of that actual season, like we didn't get a lot of behind the scenes of that season until I want to say like late in the playoffs. You know what I mean? And like leading up to the finals. But if they did the whole season that way, I think it would have been even better.
Yeah, I think it should have been the whole season, just the whole season.
Just the whole season, right?
Yeah. Man, that's what The Last Dance is all about.
Exactly.
What was your favorite episode on that though?
You know what's crazy? I go back and forth with 4 and 5, but then I also like 8. I like 8, 9, and 10 too. Yeah, I've been watching it like now, so I watch it like damn near every night going to sleep.
Yeah, on Netflix.
I still watch it. It's probably queued up and paused on the TV in my room right now.
Yeah. I think for everybody, that kind of got like everybody back in the sneaker game, like for like, you know, that people just chilling at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you see all the merch, you know, like, you know, like all the bull shirts going up in price, like all the Salem joints. So it's crazy, man.
I did that too. Like every weekend I was posting like a new crop of stuff based on what those episodes were about.
Yeah.
So I was posting because I have a bunch of like the vintage stuff, and like I've collected all of the caricature like championship shirts and a bunch of old Nike Jordan stuff. So I was posting that in like books and collectibles and like tickets from games when I was younger. So that was fun. That was fun to pull that stuff out and like see some of the other collectors or like people that are into shoes like pull out stuff. That was cool.
Right. So you said tickets. You said like from when you were young. So you attended a lot of sporting events, man. So like, let me ask you, like, what was your most like, you know, memorable, like, you know, sporting event that you attended?
Shit, that's a tough one. Because I've seen, like, I saw Jordan, like, I saw prime Jordan with the Bulls. And here's a funny story, like, so I want to say from 91, maybe 92, or 91 through maybe 93, the Bulls either played the day before or on my birthday against the Bullets. So at the Cap Center. So I went to those. I was at that LeBradford Smith game that they talked about on the game.
Oh wow!
Oh shit.
Let me see. And then of course, like I saw him play live when he was with the Wizards because Chris Whitney like lived around the corner from me at the time. So I used to get tickets all the time. But as far as like favorite sporting events, geez, that's a tough one, man. Because I watched all those guys, like everybody that was like somebody from like when we were younger to now. Like I went and saw as a kid, and like shout out to my parents, like they made sure I saw all these guys because I was into basketball. So
yeah.
To name a favorite game, shit. I can't remember what year it was. I think Mike had like 51 against them. And then I was there that 72 game season. The first time they played, it was on, I think it was MLK Day. And Mike had like 47 that game. That was crazy too. Iverson against Ray Allen, like that. It was like might have been like a Super Tuesday game. And Georgetown upset UConn. That was a big one. I mean, I can name games forever.
Yeah, you can name, but they're just all memories now. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's way too many, man.
Yeah. You see, it's like an almanac in your brain. You know what I mean? Like
legit. I was watching. They had you know how they've been showing. Well, I guess Lou Awesome Pass and John Thompson Pass. ESPNU was showing a bunch of Arizona games, and they had a game where they played against. Was it? I'm trying to think. I think they played against Arizona at home, or they played somebody. No, they played Duke at home. That's what it was. And I had to call and ask my dad. I was like, "Did we go to this game?" He was like, "Yep." I was like, "Damn." Like, I was sitting there talking to my little brother. I'm like, "I think I was at this game." I called my dad on FaceTime. He was like, "Yeah, we were there."
Jeez.
Wow. So your dad's also like a big sports fanatic too, like your brothers too.
Legit. My dad, I mean, he got Georgetown season tickets a couple times. He got like partial season tickets for the Bullets a couple times. So we went to a fair amount of games growing up.
It's cool, man. Yeah, Cap Center was a fun time, right?
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah,
it was, man. Yeah. Cap Center was the best, man. It was low lights in that place, and they had Domino's. They had Domino's thin crust at the concession stands, man.
Yeah.
That's those days. That's cool.
I miss that place.
So now to the fun part with you, Ju. what got you into collecting sneakers?
Mhm.
I know your sneaker. You know, you got your own terminology because I know you
Yeah.
don't like the hip cool
The
kids saying
nicknames.
Yeah.
bread, Raptors, you
We didn't
flew
grow up on them.
games. You know what I'm saying? Like I've known you long enough that you have your own definition of shoes. So I know you got your regular season Jordans, you got
Mhm.
your playoff Jordans, and then
Mhm.
also another thing too. I know your all-time favorite shoe is the Jordan 7. So you want to answer those questions?
Um, as far as getting into it, it was my oldest brother Ernest. He was into rap. He was into to everything cool. So he's 7 years older than I am. So like I'm just watching everything he's doing. And I was probably like a nut job about shoes by the time I was like 4, like legit. And I mean, from day one, I was just like, I gotta have them. I have to have these shoes. And like, it didn't help like that. My mom just fueled it because I was into basketball. So, as far as like why the 7 is my favorite, like I don't know. It was just something about like that season for him, in that shoe and like that white and gray regular season pair, like just changed everything. I used to sit and stare at that shoe as a kid. I was sitting on my box and like just look at it. She'd be like, "All right, it's time to go," and then I'll go put them on and then we'll leave. It was crazy. It was kind of crazy.
The OG like Hair Sevens or
Yeah, when I was, what was I? I was 92. I was 10.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, those look clean, man. It's like with all the red jerseys too, and then you got the little hints of little green, and
that's what I'm saying,
it
man.
just looks clean because
It was
all
a
of these other
cartoon shoe.
yeah, all of these other shoes is just white, black, and red, and then with that it's white, black, gray. I mean white, gray, and then green and red. Like, come on, man,
Yeah,
that's clean, dude.
that shoe was beautiful, man. I
Yeah.
love it.
and so how many pairs of I know that's your favorite shoe, and
Hmm.
I remember like sidetracking a little bit. I know all of us were all heavy on Nike talk, right? So like
Hmm.
those outlet threads, I remember like they dropped those countdown packs in the outlet, and
Yeah,
I saw you like they posted, oh yeah, the hair sevens for
yeah,
like
by themselves.
$100. And remember back in the day, it was a phone order, free shipping.
Uh-huh.
I saw you post like I thought, oh, this Jew right here. I got my 2 pairs.
I
Fuck
did.
y'all.
I definitely did.
Man.
I definitely did. I had to, man, because like it was like I bought the pack, but then like once they started showing up by themselves, it's like, oh, I
Yeah,
gotta get some more. I gotta get some more, man. And I still want more. Like I want more of the last retro, just so I can like continue to wear them.
to have them because they
Yeah.
just age like with time, right? As far as like
Yeah.
the suede
And
and
the last retro was really good. They did a good job with that remastered 7. It was pretty good.
Was that did that have the Nike Air in the insole, or was it still a
Hmm.
Jumpman? The Nike
They had
Air,
Nike
right?
Air on the insole on
Yeah,
the new one,
because
on the last pair.
they did that with the Bordeaux, whatever they
Yeah,
call that.
they
Yeah,
brought those back too. Yeah.
yeah.
So that I need more of both of those. You know what I mean? Because that was what 2015. It was
Some
either
of that.
15 or
Yeah,
16.
15.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy.
So if y'all know anybody 11 and a half or 12, send them my way,
Same
we
size,
will.
man.
man.
I only got one pair of Jews, so I gotta keep one for myself, man.
Hey, if you get tired of looking at it, I'll take it.
If I decide to give one note, I'll give them to you. No cost, bro.
My birthday's in March, man. So
Oh man, this guy, man. Shameless plug.
Yeah, man. All right, so next question here, man. So it says, your mom is considered the original player price shopper, like buying you and your brothers like shoes and apparel at Ross and Marshalls back in the day. So what was that like,
Yeah.
man? You know?
I was telling this story like 2 days ago to a friend. Like Ross and Marshalls was like, you know how back in the day we used to have dollar movies.
Yep.
It's like
Yeah.
you can either go to the main movie theater or you can wait a week or two and like or like a couple weeks and go to the dollar movie and see the same
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Like that's how Ross was. Like all the stuff that didn't sell out in the store and sat would show up in Ross and Marshall. And the retros didn't do really good like early on, so you would walk in Ross and like they literally had the Jordan 1 through 3 just sitting in there for $30 in sizes with the
Jeez.
box. And then you can, I mean, they had pennies and Jason Kidd.
The
I got
Italian.
both home and away Chicago Bull warm-ups. That was the best stuff that I got out of there that I can remember. I'm pretty sure it was some other stuff, but like as far as like top things, those were the top. Like those 2 warm-ups and those Jordan 2s. Which funny story, when I transferred to Oxon Hill 10th grade, the second open gym I played in, I had the Jordan 2s on that day in school, and somebody stole them out of the locker.
Whoa, that's crazy, man. Even then, people be stealing shoes, man. You know, my high school years, people be stealing shoes, man.
I was waiting for somebody to walk the halls in them, and it never happened. Jeez. It was smart for them. I knew nobody was gonna have them, but if I saw somebody with them on, it was gonna be an issue.
Wow.
Yeah. Sold them out of the locker room, man. I was pissed.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy you said that, because I got my Shocks BB4 stolen from the locker room too. So,
damn.
Yeah. So,
ruthless, man.
So if it was happening then, you know, it was happening when I was in there.
They took my Saucony Shadows, my Bobo shoes, like at my gym.
They didn't care, man.
Wild, man.
They were ruthless, man.
Yes, sir.
All good though. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So another question for you, Drew. So what's your perspective now of the sneaker culture today and everything being so limited, and went from, quarter, we get shoes for quarter time, a year, to now like we're getting a shoe every Saturday. So what's your perspective on that?
I mean, I don't want to sound like an old fart, so like it's good and bad. It's good and bad, you know what I mean? I mean, the good part is like you have access to pretty much every shoe you can want if you're going to pay for it, or if you can afford it. The bad part is it's oversaturated.
Yeah.
And a lot of these shoes that you actually want, it's damn near impossible to get, because I mean, bots and resellers after them and stores backdooring. It's just a lot of shit to it. So, I mean, a lot of times that's why I don't even bother, because it's like, even if I want it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, unless you have a connection to it or a way to get it, like you can make that call if you want. But at the same time, if you're not making that call like often, like it's weird to call somebody out the blue like, hey, like I'm trying to get this shoe. So it's just like just let it go, man. And I think they just overhype everything. That's just what it is now.
Do you think that, people being at home too has something to do with like, stuff just being hard to get online? Or is it just, like the marketing and people just overhyping things?
I think it's just the marketing. And like that's just the nature of the beast now. It's like the company knows, or they track how well a product does based on the resale value, or how much hype it is about it, or how many blog posts they get or reposts or whatever. Like it's a whole different ball game now. Like, I mean, you look at how sneakers come out now. Like before, we were watching athletes for shoes. You know what I'm saying? To break shoes. Now it's influencers and social media people. Like that's crazy, saying. Man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Like PEs now. Like you see a Mellow PE, Allen PE. Now it's like GRs. Like people don't even care about them no more.
Yep.
It's wild.
They sit and go on sale. And we've been asking for these shoes for over 10 years. You know what I mean? Those Ray Allens ended up being like $80, $90.
Yeah. Outlet joints.
I'm just waiting for Mike Bibby's like colorways to like drop.
Oh man,
they gotta drop those.
They gotta drop. I know he's holding out.
Bibby got a lot of 12s in that closet too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like he got low top 5s. I know he got them, man. Low top.
I just need those. I just need those low white and purple 9s from him. I'll be happy.
Oh, the 9s.
Those are sweet. And then the 17s too, right? The purple and chrome ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was going crazy in Sacramento.
Yeah, he had all the heat. It's crazy, man. Even like, I remember the Barclays just dropped not too long ago, but it was a weird release. I'm like, all of a sudden, everybody into Barclays now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't even come out in sneakers. Like, I don't know. Like, that's a weird release.
It was a weird release. Like, I think they came out, like, I don't know if some stores didn't get their shipments, and then some stores got them like a month later. I don't even know. And then they look terrible.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. Like the quality was not like up to par, man. So
Yeah, they look terrible. And that's my favorite Barkley too.
yeah.
Damn shame.
Yeah, the bubble bag they did them dirty too. It was not even clear. It's like some purple bubble bag. It's wild, man. Like you can't even
Yeah.
make it an OG like
Yeah.
to like the last I think was it like 2012 or 20 like 08. At
Mhm.
least it had the clear bubble, which
Yeah.
Yeah.
it resembled like the '94 like Barclays.
I
They
mean,
just
you can't get hype about stuff now unless you know they're gonna really take their time and do it right. And then if they do it right, it's gonna be something limited, like only in like Cincinnati or some wild shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
the
It's
Boondocks.
pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like limited to a city. Yeah.
it's terrible, man.
Yeah, that's terrible. It sucks.
So next question, man. So all of us obviously are part of Nike Talk, and it was like a big inspiration to the sneaker community. Like in the early late 2000s, how much impact did it create?
Um, I mean, it just connected you with like-minded people. Like you knew
Yeah.
you didn't feel like you were alone in like your love for
Right.
shoes.
Yeah.
Like people when I was in high school and in college didn't really understand like why do you have so many shoes? It was like I like shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people would come in my room and be like, "Oh, why do you have boxes to your ceiling?" It's like I like a lot of shoes. But like people didn't understand like keeping older shoes and also getting the latest shoes. Like that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
It's like you had whatever was new and then you threw your shoes out. Like I didn't throw shoes out. Like I had shoes from before, unless I couldn't fit them, and then you know what I mean. You just move on from them. But
Right.
once you got to a certain age where your foot didn't grow anymore, like you had all those shoes from that time period on. But as far as like Nike Talk, it was cool because it's like it connected you to people in other states, and then we
Yeah.
had, of course, we had the home forum. I used to go on Nike Talk. I want to say I used to go on a lot my senior year in high school. I used to be in Griff's office. Shout out to or rest in peace to Griff.
Yeah.
But I used to be in his office on his computer, like when I was either his aide or like even when I was just like not in class on Nike Talk on his computer and stuff.
Yeah.
That used to be fun.
Yeah,
What was your screen name on Nike Talk?
Jew Peasy.
Okay.
Yeah, Jew Peasy. Yeah.
too easy.
Yeah.
It's
OG.
crazy, man. Yeah, I mean, it was fun times, man. Like just looking back, like like the outlet forums and the general
Mhm.
page, and it's wild. Like all these like artists, like Ben Hundreds, DJ AM, Wale,
They were
a
all on
lot
there,
of
dude.
people, man. Ben Baller.
Yeah.
These people didn't, you know what I mean? Like, of course, they were famous. Pharrell was like lurking around, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and then all of a sudden, like, they just blew up. And then,
Mm-hmm.
that was the first time I saw like sample shoes. Like, people were like leaking stuff from like,
Mm-hmm.
like the sample like fact like China. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild. Like, first time I saw like the like foam posits or like flight posit threes with the mirrors, man. Like, I was bugging out.
Yeah, the mirror.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we would get sneak peeks of shoes like a couple months out. Like that was a big deal.
Yeah.
And then they would do like I mean, outside of like the outlet forum, I was on a lot. I was on celebrities wearing heat.
Right.
I was on that.
Yeah.
I was wearing that. I was on that forum a
Sneaker
lot.
showcase. Yeah.
Sneaker showcase. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just browsed a lot of stuff. I mean, you can even go on there and like people will be talking about movies, like whatever it was you wanted to talk about. It was a
Video
forum on there.
games,
People,
WWE, all of that. Yeah. For me, I mean, for me personally, that's why I came for. Like, it's just like looking for information. Obviously I contributed by, like putting little quotes here and there, but it was. I mean,
that was the original scroll for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah, that was fun, man. So yeah, man, we're pretty much wrapping up here. Appreciate your time, Ju. So another thing that you like to do is it's called Brain Dump Thursday. So I know Brain Dump Thursday, that's your collection of pictures. You have a different theme or meaning. So if you want to just let us know how you do your creative process with that.
Brain dump basically came from like I can like just consuming everything, like as far it's so much on social media every day in and day out. And I already like would search for images and just look for like just old things or old games or old pictures from videos or behind the
Yeah.
scenes stuff. So just like from me, like collecting these images and either keeping some of them for creative purposes or just using them for inspiration. And then I was like, well, let me put some of these images out here because it's like a lot of times you'll see people post the same images a million times, and it can be for millions of different events, but it's always the same picture. But like there's other pictures from that same day, from that same event, from that same game that nobody uses. So it's like I just started using those pictures and just putting them out there for people to either like, or they might not have seen it before, or whatever the case may be. So I just started putting that out, and then it was a combination of putting those images you don't always see out, combined with like things I saw that week that I might like that are either releasing or that I bought or came across walking around or thrifting or whatever the case may be, and just like putting it out, and people like they were into it. So I just like, all right, well, like let me try this again, and then it was like I started doing it every week, and I've been doing it. I want to say like maybe over 2 years now. And it just it's basically just me collecting the images to kind of tell a story weekly, in my own way. The story's changed now because of the climate of everything going on. So like that's purposely done. As far as like it being more based on like paying attention to like the climate and like making sure you vote and looking at the candidates we have for the presidency. And more stuff that just is more important right now. Combined with still some things that are still going on that can make you happy or smile these days, which we all need.
So like what kind of feedback have you got? Like have you gotten like any feedback from people? Like what, because I know you have like maybe 20, 30, 40 like like pictures and stories. What kind of feedback have you gotten, or have you gotten any feedback from like people?
Yeah, I've gotten feedback as far as like I've tagged like some people that I posted pictures of, and some of them responded or retweeted it, or reposted it, which is cool. Especially when it's from like an artist you're into or athlete. But as far as the feedback, is just like either like a lot of people agreeing, or they didn't know about a picture or have never seen the picture, or like thanks for the information, or looking for information on the product I put up. So it's just like just sharing information pretty much on either something that you're into or something that you want to find find out more about.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, so like I think today, it's 9/11, and there's a lot of cool stuff that like I didn't know. Like I saw like one of them that stood out was like he had like a movie poster of Godzilla with like the Twin Towers. You know what I mean? Like that thing never came across like, wow, like Godzilla like invading New York City. I mean, I've seen it in like the old movies, but that particular poster that you did,
that poster, I've never seen it. I found it maybe like 2 days ago, and I was like, oh shit, like I've never seen this image before. So I was like, I'm gonna use this today to not post the same picture of the same whatever everybody's putting up today. And then like you saw like the older pictures I put up too, is like there was a beach like not far outside of the city right there, like back in the day. Like you don't see those images as much as you, I guess, should nowadays, because everybody's just reposting the same thing from somebody else.
Man, that's cool, man. Yeah, so definitely keep that up, Jew, because like I look for Thursday, just like scrolling. I'm like, okay, it's like 9/11. Everybody's like posting about 9/11. I mean, yours is like on a different type of thing, kind of like more enlightening. Especially today, it's like very solemn, like people losing lives that day. But you kind of kept it like mellow, very but just laid back. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people need that, especially around this time now. So I think that's definitely needed and much appreciated for that.
I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely keep that up. So this is gonna be our last question, Ju. We appreciate your time, like having it with us. You have a question for us?
What made you all want to start doing this? Because it's been good. I look forward to these episodes too, and I've been watching all of them. But what made you all want to do this?
It's a good question. You know what? Like just like with like Yuju, like when you try to find like an outlet during these times now, like damn, like we're quarantined. I talk to like I talk to you like text or like I'll join your like your last dance, like add a comment here or not what or not. So like it's fun. Like I think we just wanted to just try it out because what's there to lose if we fail. But so far, you're gonna be our 14th episode. Like wow, like looking back from the first joint, it was like rough. Like that joint was rough. Like there's no, you know what I mean? Like you have like when you're doing something like this, you need to have like a structure. Like you need like a topics. You need like like guests, like like you and I think it was just organic for us to just for this to happen. And then that we're not worried. Like I always tell like RJ like and other people, we're never worried about like subscriptions or
it ain't about the clout, man.
Yeah, we're not about the clout.
Yeah, you're just out here trying to sell stories.
Yeah, you're doing it for the right reasons, man. And and when it's based on that, like a lot of times, I mean, of course, starting out, you're not going to be perfect, but like as you guys do more episodes, like you learn as you go.
Yeah, and it was always something that we talked about. It's crazy that we're doing it this year that everybody locked down, but we always talk about like because we always talk on the phone sometimes. We're like, yeah, man, we should do a podcast, blah blah, but we never got to do it till this year. So it was good that we finally got to do it. So
yeah, it is great. Like not only like we talked to like the homies like you, like it also opened up like a lot of like opportunities. Like I was able to like link with somebody that worked in sports radio. Or a dude last week, he worked at USA Today. He has like a sneakers newsletter. These things like organically like started to just to happen to us. Like, and we don't have like a big it's like a big fan group or support group. But we see the stats. You know what I mean? Like we see like I see like the hits on like like the podcast. Like the YouTube thing. It's just hit or miss. And that eventually those things they'll just like happen on its own. But like for you, like if you decide like what we, for our advice for people that wants to do something like that, just give it a try, man. Like you have
to do it.
Just do it, bro. You gotta do it.
You got the topics, maybe something like for you, Drew, like, you can talk about sports. You know what I mean? You got the platform, you got the network. You can do something like this like once a week. We do this once a week. It's for us like it's fun. Like it keeps your mind off things, man. Like most importantly, we're family dudes. We got families. You too. A lot of things going on in this world. It's wild. So like for this to be an outside outlet, for us to entertain people and like just to recollect like our we just want to hear people's stories. That's
the main thing.
That's our main thing.
Put it out there.
Like hearing your stories about your mom copying you stuff and like your memories like at the Cap Center, like those, like wow, like we're like in awe because like we want we appreciate those things that you went through and those memories that you had because like that's what we're here for, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, they're good memories. I mean, even if it's not like some big grand thing, like for me, I mean, I had a pretty good childhood. I can't even lie about that. So it's like, if people like, I mean, all those things because y'all are from where I'm from. So you understand like how like what those like what RFK and what Cap Center like was to us as kids. Like we love those places. You know what I mean? Like and they like only one of them still exists. So it's like.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Man. Yeah, if you'd ever decide to do one, do a podcast or a YouTube thing, me and RJ, we definitely support you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, and I gotta have y'all on.
Yeah, I think you got the. I think you can do it. You can definitely do it, bro.
Appreciate that, man.
It may look hard in the beginning. It may be like really. Like, well, how am I gonna do this? You just wing it.
Just gotta do it.
Your show, right? Like your show, you do your own thing. You know what I mean? Like you just have fun, man. Like people, like I hear people like their podcast, they're so scripted. they're like they're so robotic. You know, no offense to those people. That is my opinion. Like it's
No, it's true.
it's not like, you know, like the three of us, we just talking shop.
Yeah.
Man. Like this is just regular convo. Like I'm just like talking to you like at Oxon Hill, talking to him and Wash.
Yeah.
Bumping into you, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just organic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think and that's the most important. Like you just gotta keep it like 100 like all the time.
Yeah.
I wanna do it again, and I'm gonna figure out a way to do it again because I used to do radio online radio show before I moved from DC. Funkadelic Freestyles. I used to do it with
I
my
heard of
homie
that.
Jamie,
Yeah.
my homie Jamie, and my boy Marcus. So yeah, I miss doing it, to be honest. Like that was fun to like build that show we used to do it every Friday, and I look forward to doing that every Friday.
Is it still around or not anymore?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not around now, but I mean, as far as the episodes, I think we still have a SoundCloud. I have to look that up and see if it's on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
So I know it's on SoundCloud for sure, but I gotta see if it's
never too late
out
man.
there somewhere else.
You start listening to your stuff like, damn, I need to get back into it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was fun, man.
That's
it was
where it
real
all
fun.
starts.
For sure.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. Do you have any other questions? That's it.
That was my main one. I mean, of course, I hope you guys continue to do this.
Yeah, well, definitely, man.
Definitely, man. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff in the works too. Like, we're planning to do something. I don't want to. I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah. We got some like big plans. Like at the end of the year, it's like a
WrestleMania.
It's like the WrestleMania of our like show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
nice.
You're gonna be part of it too.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. Should we tell about it, RJ, or do you want to just wait?
Nah, just wait it out.
All right, we'll wait. We'll tell you after the recording, man. So
it'll be a surprise.
Yeah, we got you, man. All right, so this is episode 14. This is Dandin.
Sorry, Jay.
And we got my homie Julian Payton. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.